So you're thinking about moving to the inland northwest and you're considering Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Both are truly beautiful places to live, but which one's going to be right for you? Stick around and find out. My name is Phil Wells. I'm a real estate agent serving clients in and around Spokane. I also have a network of top agents in North Idaho that can help you there too. Separated by only 35 miles, there's a huge amount that these two places have in common, but there are some key differences you need to be aware of before you make the move. In this video, we're going to discuss those key differences. We're going to look at the way of life in each location, the activities available, as well as the city amenities. Then we'll move on and look at some hard facts in terms of taxes, overall cost of living, and of course we'll look at some real estate in there too. Let's get into it. First, let's look at the way of life in each location. Spokane is the bigger and busier area with a lot going on. You'll be spoiled for choice in terms of bars, restaurants, and shopping. Spokane offers an active lifestyle with access to nature in every direction, as well as a vibrant urban environment too. Coeur d'Alene is definitely a slower-paced, country living kind of place, so if that's the kind of lifestyle you wish to pursue, then Coeur d'Alene could be perfect for you. The lake dominates the city there and promotes an active, outdoorsy way of life. You'll always find people hiking around Tubbs Hill, out on the water, or cycling around. So if you want a lakeside lifestyle on one of the most beautiful lakes in the world, then Coeur d'Alene is for you. The tourist industry also plays a large role in Coeur d'Alene, and you can see this with the huge resorts along the waterfront. The way I hear a lot of people contrast the two locations is that Spokane is the big city with a lot going on in terms of business, jobs, and a vibrant downtown scene, whereas Coeur d'Alene is more a place for leisure, recreation, and natural beauty. Let's move on now to look at the activities available in both locations. Spokane has a wide range of activities available and is the place to go for concerts, shows, sporting events, shopping, and the downtown scene. If there's a big concert or event on, then chances are you'll be going to the Spokane Arena, Northern Quest Casino, the Spokane Convention Center, or any other venue in Spokane. Equally, if you want to do some shopping, then you'll probably be heading to Spokane too. So if you value having these things on your doorstep, then Spokane's probably going to be the place for you. There are also a ton of outdoor activities here, including hiking, walking, running, sailing, mountain biking, river activities, as well as lake activities too. Coeur d'Alene is the place to go for recreation. If you want to spend the day out on the lake, you want to go hunting or fishing, then Coeur d'Alene and the surrounding area has you covered. The lake there is impossibly pretty and simply can't be beat. Let's take some time now to look at the city amenities. One of the biggest factors in favor of Spokane is that Spokane has the airport. So you'll need to travel to Spokane from Coeur d'Alene if you want to fly anywhere. Granted, this isn't a huge distance, but it's undeniably easier to live in Spokane if you travel a lot. Spokane has a large medical community. There's a ton of hospitals here, a VA hospital, and 2 medical schools. People commute to Spokane regularly for healthcare reasons, and Coeur d'Alene just doesn't compare on this front. In terms of new construction, Spokane is a growing city with new homes being built all the time, and more importantly, the space to do it. So if you're looking for a home that's ready to be built, or a lot where you can do it yourself, then you can find it around Spokane. Coeur d'Alene is surrounded by mountains and the lake, so there really isn't much room for that city to grow. If you want new construction, you're going to be looking at Post Falls, Rathdrum, or back towards Spokane. Spokane has a pretty extensive public transport network with buses crisscrossing the city. Coeur d'Alene doesn't really offer anything in the way of public transport. Coeur d'Alene, however, does have a lot more free parking options than Spokane does. If you've watched this channel before, you'll know that parking in Spokane can be tricky even at the best of times. In terms of natural beauty, it's difficult to draw any distinction here. The only thing Coeur d'Alene has over Spokane is that big beautiful lake that draws people from far and wide. It's time now to look at the hard facts of the cost of living, and let's start with taxes. Spokane and Coeur d'Alene are only 35 miles apart, but obviously they're in different states, so you're going to encounter different tax rates. Now, I'm not a tax expert, so don't take any of this as tax advice and do your own research. Remember too that these tax rates might have changed since I filmed this video. These tax rates are readily available on taxrate.org. Washington state doesn't have an income tax, whereas Idaho does. If you're moving from a high tax state, then you're probably going to love both states. But if you're thinking about retiring to one of these locations, then maybe having 0% income tax in Washington state might be more beneficial to you. Sales tax is 8.9% in Spokane, whereas it's only 6% in Idaho. However, groceries are exempt from sales tax in Washington, whereas they're not in Idaho. Washington has a weird 20.5% liquor tax, whereas they don't in Idaho. It's taxed at the regular 6% there. In terms of property taxes, you're going to find Spokane to sit around the 1% mark, whereas Coeur d'Alene, it's around the 0.6% mark. Lastly, if you run a business, there's no corporate tax in Washington, whereas in Idaho it's 7.6%. Looking now at the other factors that make up cost of living. Now, I got these figures from bestplaces.net and I saw straight away that the median home prices are out of date. So try to take this as demonstrating the relative position of Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, not as being an exact science. The baseline with these figures is 100, which represents the US as a whole. Overall, we can see that it costs about 15% more to live in Coeur d'Alene than it does in Spokane, and that Coeur d'Alene is slightly above the national average, whereas Spokane is slightly below. In terms of housing, the median home prices in Spokane are around the $300K mark, and in Coeur d'Alene they're around $400K. So you've got about $100,000 difference there between the two places. In terms of food, there's no real difference here worth reporting. In terms of utilities, no real difference. In terms of healthcare, Spokane is significantly cheaper. That's probably because the medical industry in Spokane is so large and there's more competition driving down the prices. So if you're self-employed or your employer doesn't offer you healthcare, then you may be better off in Spokane when it comes to paying for your own healthcare. In terms of transportation, and if you're wondering, this includes gas prices, insurance, maintenance, and public transport prices, it's 12% more expensive in Spokane. Maybe that's because we have more by way of public transport in Spokane than there is available in Coeur d'Alene. Spokane and Coeur d'Alene are both beautiful places that are part of the same ecosystem. They continue to grow together and people travel between the two frequently. If you live in one, you're almost guaranteed to spend some time in the other while you're living in the area. I hope after watching this video you've got a good idea of what the differences are between the two places. Let me know which location you prefer best in the comments and let me know why too. Like I said, my name is Phil Wells. I can personally help you relocate to Spokane, and I've got a network of top agents in North Idaho that can help you there too. Until the next video, thanks for watching.